Jim, talk us through your emotions, mate.
My emotions. A little bit of confusion, actually. Didn't quite know what was going on. These guys were, I was told that they had retired, and then suddenly they were racing Rambo 88. And I didn't know that until we came alongside the boat. I was fully aware of exactly what it was. The rudder was completely smashed in the front. The daggerboard was broken off of the entrance to the hull, and that was my first real news. They kept me informed roughly.
We didn't want to worry him.
We didn't want to tell them. But obviously the right decision to keep going.
Seems so.
I mean, as soon as I heard they were going to keep going, I knew that we had to. Look, this racing crew would not stop unless they could.
Does the result make you reconsider coming back next year, maybe?
Yeah, we had a big debate about that.
What was the outcome of the debate? God, no. Come on.
TBD.
This is a hard race. You guys have a hard race here. That's one hard body of water. I've sailed around the world 2.5 times, and I thought I'd seen it all, but that is one really tough body of water. So the people who've won this race something like 25 times, God bless them. Either they're the dumbest people on earth, or they're the hardest people on earth. Probably a combination of the two. So I'm pretty impressed, and I'm actually most impressed by this young lady here. The first time out in the open ocean, she's been out in plenty of boats, but never done anything like this, and she was tough as nails, and there was no babysitting involved, and did some driving, and she's on the grinders and everything else, so it's very impressive. So all you Australians should be very proud of your little daughter here. She's a good girl.
There was a bunch of emotions that went on. Pure terror at one stage, excitement, now just total joy and fulfillment. I mean, it's one of the best things I've ever done.
Just how grueling was that first night?
Well, for me, really grueling. I think for these guys it was absolutely grueling. But there was a few times where I was like, "Hey, Ken, are we okay?" Like, "Yeah, we're fine." I'm like, "Okay, all right, you went for it."
It's like going to a ship for that first night with a feeling of horror.
Yeah, I was scared at one point, and then we lost a daggerboard, and I'm not sure how we might have hit something, but it tore through our rudder, and that sound was terrifying.
Ken, how did you keep going? Well, the first thing, Mitch. Let's see, that's a long time ago. The first thing that happened was we had to get rid of the daggerboard. The daggerboard was attached by a bunch of ropes, and you could hear it flailing around under the boat. And I was most worried about the sharp edges of the daggerboard actually puncturing up through the hull of the boat. So we desperately were trying to cut the ropes to get rid of the daggerboard, and of course when we got rid of the daggerboard by cutting the ropes, we saved the hull, but kind of cleaned out the rudder on the way through. So what it did was it actually wrecked the steering system inside the boat. The tiller arm got broken off, and when we finally inspected the rudder, it was facing backwards. So that's when we said, we're done, and we stopped, and we took all the sails down, and we actually started kind of drifting back towards Sydney. And I went down below, and I went back and talked to Casey and said, we're not taking on water, no water, so okay, that's good. And then all of a sudden I see the tools come out. And when I see the tools come out with these guys, that's usually a good sign that they have an idea. And Casey and Nick Dana and Louis Sinclair, all of a sudden you hear cutters and little grinders, and they're like, mate, don't go anywhere, let's just hang here for a little bit. That was my best Australian bait I could pull. And so we literally sat there. We sat there as long as we could. And there's 3 stainless threads holding the whole steering system together right now. And so then it was my decision. Is it safe to do it? Is it safe to carry on? And I talked to the watch captains, Tony Mutter, and we all decided unanimously we're here to finish this race. And that's when I told a couple members of the press coming here, we're here to sail the Sydney Hobart race first, and then we're here to be successful second. And but I have to, as a skipper, I have to make sure that it's a safety issue. And I was pretty clear that if anything broke again, it was going to be the tiller arm, and we could still get in, or the rudder would break off, and we could still get in. And then, sure enough, this boat did its thing, and got us out of trouble.
What about today with the lightings?
Well, you saw, I've been telling all you guys, all the press keeps saying, you guys have a pig in light air, and I've been saying we're different. We're different from last year. We're really different from last year. And I think it's fair to say we got the fastest 100-footer in the world. You saw what it did off the starting line and what it did down that first run, and we were 30 miles ahead when we broke. We love this boat. Jim and Kristy have given us this platform to sail that is nothing shy of spectacular.
How do you feel about not going against boats all the way?
I don't even know where Wild Oats is. We're here to celebrate Comanche tonight. How's that?
And where does this sit in your career in
we're at
sailing?
Wild Oats anyway.
Where does this sit in your career in sailing?
I would say that the celebration here tonight is like nothing I've ever seen before. And hats off to everybody from Hobart and all just the masses. This race and how it encompasses all of Australia is something for sailors to just cherish. We feel lucky to be part of this whole thing, and I wish sailing could do something like this all the way around the world, because you guys show it off as best as the sport possibly could be, and it's just a privilege to be here and be part of this whole thing.
I'm incredibly excited, honoured. I would not be here if it wasn't for Ken and the boys, the crew. They truly are just a step above and beyond, and they took care of me. I never said there was no babysitting going on, but they kept an eye on me and made sure that I was okay every step of the way. And thank you.
You haven't stopped smiling since you've crossed the finish line.
Would you? I'm extremely excited. It's something that I wanted to do for a while, but always been questioning doing, and I went out and trained with the guys and decided, the weather was right, we're going to do it, and the weather changed. But we still did it.
What were your feelings at the heads, getting out of the heads back in the school?
Total elation. It was amazing. It was a great start. And the boat performed exactly how we expected. It just took off like a rocket.
Have you had a look at the standings to see how you
No, we don't go for correction. We don't go for correction.
I think honestly we're first. Overall,
I don't even know what our rating is, to be honest.
we were first when I last went.
Ken, what's next on the agenda for Comanche?
Next on the agenda for Comanche is to fix it. This boat is a little beat up right now. Like I said, I've gone around the world a couple times, and I don't think I've come into a dock where the boat is as wounded as this boat is. And we don't even know what the underbody looks like. I have a feeling we got some pretty big gashes on the boat. And that was also a concern, and no water coming in, which means you don't have to swim, you don't have to get into that little life raft, so that's a good sign. And so we need to let the shore team take a good look at it. We have the Caribbean 600 in like a month and a half or 2 months, but again, safety is always the big issue, and we got to make sure this thing is safe and secure in one piece before we go sailing.
How are you going to celebrate tonight?
How we can celebrate? Look at these guys. There will be a lot of sleeping tonight, I can promise you that. Those who are on the flight to Sydney tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, I'm sorry how I'm going to smell right now.
how would you describe the
Well, listen, Jim wanted to build a boat to be the fastest 100-footer in the world, and I think so far this boat, up until the only race we'd ever lost was this race last year, so leave it to Jim. He said we're going to go back and do it again, and here we are. So I think this boat is doing everything we ever dreamt it could do and more, and we love this boat. We love it. We got us here safe, right?
Sure did.
Jim, will we ever see this boat in Tassie again?
I want to say the crew got them here safe. This crew, you think about it, this is the most experienced ocean racing crew in the world. And they showed their stuff. Preparing that boat and getting there. And when
It could be the last time she's ever either.
I'm not saying it's the last time. I'm not guaranteeing anything.
It's not going to be the last time she's.
Boring.
It's not going to be the last time that she's. Not if I've got anything. Sorry.
This is TikTok. This is for Adventures of a Sailor Girl, Dockside, Constitution Dock. What a year, Mr. Wendy.
I know, it's been a huge year. It's after the Volvo and then having to do the rest of the year on Comanche, it's been pretty tough.
Yeah, awful.
Yeah. Well, it was a pretty nice Christmas present today, so
Yeah.
it's nice to get a win. I don't think I've done it 8 times. I've only finished, I think this is my 4th or 5th finish.
And you almost didn't finish.
Yeah, we had a scary night, but luckily Casey came through and told us to turn south again because we were already heading back to Sydney.
So it was Casey who...
Yeah, Casey, and I think he grabbed Nick Dana and they sort of fixed it all up and got a tiller arm back together and were able to keep going, which was good. Very good.
That's incredibly awesome, but...
Yeah.
Yeah. You going to come join Jimmy or what? Come on, get in here.
2-time Volvo Ocean Race winner Phil Harmer.
I was just saying how amazing you were.
I was just talking about you over there.
How's it feel?
It's good. I stuck near Phil.
Yeah.
Because he is the offshore man, so yeah, I just followed him really.
I saw you up near the mast at some stages. I told Katie, were you lost or what?
Yeah, I was actually. I was. Luckily, someone came and got me and took me back.
Oh, classic. But how was it overall? Like, how was that first night? Was it really
Too bad. I mean, when it hit, it was like, whoa, because everyone's sort of relaxed and, surfing down the coast, and then it happened really quick, but...
I've had mixed reports. Like, some say it wasn't that bad. It was...
I think the next morning was tough. It was sort of once the front had gone, right?
Yeah.
Then when we got onto Bass Strait and the current, then it was pretty sort of heinous seaway to keep her in one piece, huh?
Yeah, you cop a pasting for a few hours, and then you were like, oh, shivers, we've got this for another 12 hours, so then you sort of lock in, and there's plenty of vomit on board.
There was a lot of vomit on board.
How was your vomit?
Yeah.
Have a tip out?
I'm just glad to say it wasn't me for once. I'm just stoked. That made my race.
There was a lot. I don't really want to dob them in, but,
That dagger board, hey? we had a good look at...
But I will.
Hey, Sarah. We had a good look at that dagger board on your way up the Derwent. She's...
Yeah, there's quite a bit of it missing, and there's a bit of the rudder missing, but I think we got quite lucky that it didn't put a massive hole in the boat.
Really lucky, and again, you got to say, full credit to Casey and the boys that went and fixed it, because we were heading back to Sydney, and that's really what this race is about. Everyone probably in the race had challenges. I'd be surprised if any boat got through any of that unscathed, but yeah, what a great job the boys did to keep us in there.
Yeah, I think I said it earlier today. We know that you guys have damage. We know Rambler has damage. We know Rags has damage, all to your dagger boards and rudders. But then, who knows how many others. There's eventually been 31 retirees, so...
Yeah, no, I think, I always think about the smaller boats, and I was just thinking about a couple of mates like Silas and Cannons that are sailing on that 45-footer. I was like, ooh, bag's not.
No, thanks.
Concubine's been going hard, though.
I didn't see him, but I just don't want to do it.
No. Yeah, no, at least you guys get through it quickly.
Yeah.
Like,
Jimmy,
rip the Band-Aid off.
If it's not foiling, it's no smaller than 100 feet for Jimmy.
That's right. This is still slow, to be honest.
Oh, you poor souls. We're all feeling for you now. You get to race on one of the hottest looking boats around.
The boat is a machine. There's no... that is
it's really cool.
The coolest monohull in the world. It's powerful, that's for sure.
It's such a weapon. Half cocked, you're still doing like 15 knots in 15 knots of breeze.
Yeah, no, it was a good tussle out of the harbour.
Yeah.
That was really good. A few 100-footers mixing it up, crossing tacks and stuff.
You guys took off though. It did look like a dinghy then, I swear.
Yeah, and I was surprised. We've been sailing together now with the same bunch of guys for, I guess 12 months now, and everything's pretty sorted. And
a couple of ring-ins. Sorry, one ring-in.
The guy that decides to turn up when it's convenient.
Hey, where were you last year? Where were you?
Where were you when we were working on the boat the other day? Golf course, was it? Oh, okay.
Well, my golf game does need some work.
It needs a lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of work.
All right, well, I'll let you guys get back to the party. Maybe I'll see you in Customs House later.
Definitely.
I'll be there.
I'm going to get initiated. I've never been there. Bye, guys. Well done. Yay. Hello. Ready?
Yeah, ready.
This is Nick Douglas.
Hang on, I need a rum and...
You need a rum and coke, do it for Adventures of a Sailor Girl. Ken Reid drinking out of the line on his cup. That is awesome.
I've never had better tasting rum in my life.
And it's Bundy too, God help you.
There's a lot there.
There is a lot there.
If I finish that, it's not going to be pretty.
It's not going to be pretty at all. We've got people taking photos. He's a rock star in Hobart, Ken Reid.
It's just very emotional in a way. This is good fun. This is why we do this. This is why we work at this our whole lives, for moments like this that are unpredictable, kind of come out of nowhere, and yeah, this is pretty cool.
It's pretty cool indeed, and I have to say, I was streaming the finish live. There were so many people from Newport, Rhode Island watching. I know they want to give you a shout out and say well done.
There's a lot of guys on this boat from Newport. Nick Dana was instrumental in helping get the whole steering system back together again to get us back in the race. So everybody back at the Newport shipyard. I'm actually plugging the shipyard rather than Nick plugging the shipyard 24 hours a day, which he does so well. Just one of many, many people on board the boat that a lot of success. Very happy.
Unbelievable. Now, we spoke about it before the start, about how you wouldn't have a start like last year, but when you took off around that first turning mark, there were a lot of people who thought there was no way you were ever going to be caught. You were gone.
Well, that was the plan, and you know, I think we had a 30-mile lead when Oates pulled out, and when we broke our right after that broke our dagger board. So the boat is special, you know. The boat is, and the crew is special. Obviously, that I think this whole experience brings out how special the crew is, and this boat does not have a right to be here right now, and it's kind of emotional. It's pretty cool.
It is really cool, and it was awesome to see how much you bonded with Kristy as well. Like, she's part of the crew now. She's adopted.
Kristy is one tough Australian broad. That's we all told her, and
we're tough down here.
But you know what? Kristy actually brought something to the crew that I didn't realize, and she had a smile on her face from the first minute she stepped on the boat to the last minute she got off. Come hell or high water, whether she was struggling to try to figure out how to go to the bathroom when the boat is falling off of these big waves, or trying to eat, or trying to get in her bunk, or trying to get up on deck, and she just had a smile and an attitude, and I think it permeated through the whole crew, and everybody was like, you know what, if this chick can figure out how to do this and be out here because she wants to be here, then we can figure out how to do a better job ourselves. And she was important. She was an important member of the team, and it's just kind of cool seeing how happy she is right now.
Newest sailor girl on the block.
She's a new sailor girl. She said, I'm doing the Caribbean 600. She's in, you know, she's hooked, and so now she's got to get her kids to be sailors, and we're gonna figure out how to get that whole Clark family fully into this.
Yeah, no, you definitely need to do that, because I'm sure they would love it.
Listen, and Jim, this is Jim's dream. You know, this is one of the main reasons he built this, because the guys like Neville egging him on for so many years. When are you gonna join the party, Jim? Well, he joined the party in a big, big way, and it's fun to be able to do this for him, because I know how much this all means to him.
And it's going to be one hell of a party to see how far this boat can go in the next few years, but tonight's going to be one hell of a party too.
I certainly hope so. I have a flight in not too many hours, so I already apologize to everybody who I get on that plane with tomorrow morning.
You need to book your cab now, just to I may not know what's happening.
It won't be pretty, I promise you that.
Now, also, we spoke about your language before the start. We had, now that was effing cool last year. This year, let's get the F out of here. And then I believe that you were going to paddle up the Derwent, and you were going to finish this effing race no matter what.
At some stage, I got to remember that I have these bloody microphones on.
I love it.
No, it's not good.
And then we had Kristy telling everyone how scary the Rolex Sydney Hobart was at the presentation. I'm like, someone's rubbing off on that girl.
I don't rub off on her. She's her own girl.
We like it real, Ken. We like it real.
You got it real with her, that's for sure.
How good is it? Now, well done. Congratulations. I hope you come back.
Don't ever count Jim Clark out on anything. That's the one thing that I've figured out is if he says something today, don't believe it because he's got a lot of thinking to do and you never know.
Yeah, awesome. Well, go enjoy the party.
Thank you very much. Thank you.